I watch a new film every other day, follow along for recommendations and reviews. Today, I'm back from the cinema from watching Mother's Love, the Omotola Jalade Ekeinde movie. You guys, when I tell you that this film is the evidence of why it's very important to watch film from beginning to end. Because when this film started, when I tell you, I was like, blood of Jesus. I will never lie to you guys. I was like, Lord of Jesus, what did happen for you? This film was so heavy-handed. It was so the exposition. Like, actually, let me give you this is the non-spoiler section, but let me give you like two examples. For example, a character will say two characters, right? The boy and the girl. The boy will say, "It's Alawi, you're calling pocket money." The girl will now go, "Oh my gosh, it's just so crazy how much I take for granted. Like I never even gave this Alawi thing a thought." And then the guy will now say, "That's life. On one side there's you, and other side there's people like me." I'm like, wait a god, wait a minute, wait a goddamn minute. What is going on? There's another part self where we are watching on the screen that they are going through Makoko, right? This is all in the trailer. I'm not giving any spoilers. They are going through Makoko, and then the boy will now say something like, "This is where I live. It's Makoko. I know it's not Banana Island like you're used to." Like we can see, I can see that it's Makoko. You don't need to spell out everything. Am I a dummy? Does this writer think that is this film for kids? Is it like a PG-8 film? PG-10? I was like, what is going on? But thankfully, the film keeps going. And by the second half, I'm not going to tell you anything that because in my mind, this film is like kind of like two parts. I won't tell you anything about the second part. But by the second half, when the film starts going in this direction that it's going in, I'm like, okay, wait. I think we're not cooking with some good grease, some good chicken oil here. And by the end of the film, I came out and I was like, that was actually not bad at all. Who else was scared? That first part to fear. But by the end of the film, oh, they did something. It's actually a nice film at the end. At the end, it's actually a nice film. I do think that the lead should have been recast. I do. No hate on the girl. Shout out to the girl. I don't know her. But I just feel like this needed a more experienced actress. Like, I think this may be her first role or something. But when you watch the film, you know what I'm talking about. Like, that actress, yes, at some point, the script too was not giving us much. It was giving us the heavy handed. But I think an actress, for example, should be able to cry tears like a tear should be able to drop. That's all I'm saying. For example, that's all I would say. But as a whole, it was not a bad film actually at the end. Even though the first part was yowzas, at the end it was actually not bad at all. And I think you should give this film a chance and go and check it out. You might be in for something that you did not expect. It's actually better than you would think, as far as I'm concerned. All right, if you're back from watching the film, I'm ready to come and talk about it now with spoilers. Then, for those of us who have watched, spoilers ahead in three, two, one. Let us go. So now we're in the spoiler section. Please, if you're going to write a comment that has spoilers, by the way, just write in brackets spoilers alert before you write the comment so that we don't spoil for people that have not yet watched it. All right, let's just. My first thing, I'm just talking about that actress, is you see that scene where she's talking about, I'm depressed, like in the room, and she's like, she's squeezing her face and she's sniffling, like, but there are no tears. Like, where is the tears drop? You can even have glossy eye. Yes, but if the tear is not dropping, I think is it wrong for audiences to think that like I think actors should be able to cry? I think it's a given because anybody can really act when you think about it. My church on Sunday we did acting for Mother's Day. I don't think they did well, but of course they're not professional actors. If you're telling me to spend money to watch you act, it's supposed to be real, it's supposed to be believable. So if you're crying and you're in your bed crying, I should be seeing tears. Even at the end, when Omotola and her are having a conversation, in Makoko, Omotola is crying tears that drop. Look at that actress. Her eyes only get glossy. Where is the tear that drops? There was no tears. And also sometimes to the acting, a lot of like very heavy-handed acting is like acting that I feel like I can even do. I'm not even, and that is no shade, but it's true. Like some of the acting, like act excited, and you're like, Mom, it's like, oh my god. I feel like the problem is that there wasn't enough layers or nuance to the performance. Like she needed more. I think even this actress, 3 years into her career or 5 years, will probably look back at this performance and go, "Yeah, I made some choices that maybe I would have done differently." I feel like she's kind of like undercooked. So it's again, it's no shade to her. Like she did her best, she tried, but I just think we needed somebody with more experience and more range to have given this character more life. Because even is it a coincidence really that the part of the film that I really start really enjoying more and when it starts getting enjoyable is when the story kind of pivots to Rotimi played by Olumide Oworu and Labake Omotola's character when they kind of starts becoming more about the app and their dynamic and Ifeanyi Kalu to the father like when it's kind of them their story more so and she as kind of the lead actress, like the lead character, Adebisi, is no longer in the main focus. The story kind of picks up from there. And is it a coincidence? I don't think. Speaking of the second part of the film where the story now pivots to Rotimi and Labake, I just liked that part. I also liked also how the title Mother's Love, how it's in the film, because we really see Mother's Love in like two ways in my mind, right? The Mother's Love with Labake and Adebisi, where when Labake comes to Makoko and she says, I want to understand you, I want to see you, we really see that Labake comes to the level that Adebisi is at and like really comes to learn. Like she's taking interest in the girl's life there, actually meeting her at the place she wants to be met, you know. And then she also now takes Rotimi and she's like, okay, what is your idea? And starts helping him with his business. At the end, when Rotimi now like says you're like the mother that I didn't have, and then like Abake sees him and remembers her own son at the hug. That was beautiful. Like I love how that was also now like the second mother's love. So the mother's love on Adebisi's part and on Rotimi's part. I loved that. Another thing I noticed about this film though was that for parents that were very overprotective, they were clearly not that overprotective because this girl kept on leaving the house like 3 times. I said, look, clearly this protection is not that much. I know they monitor that CCTV enough. Make her get more security because this girl keeps leaving. Like what? Also, another thing is that I actually like the idea of the app, the If a Much Happy app. I actually liked it. Is there an app like this that actually exists? Because I want that app. Like it was actually a really good app idea. Also, Nosavek saying like his two scenes that he did, he was actually really good comic relief here. Like I liked Nosavek's short but like funny part of the film. People were laughing in my cinema. I was like, oh, he actually did something there. Overall, as I said about this film, really thank God for the second half and like where the film eventually goes and the direction it eventually heads and the payoff that it eventually gives us. Because if it was only that first part where it was heavy-handed and exposition heavy and just like person just telling me what I'm seeing on screen and you're telling me how to react and the character is giving you the action and the reaction, yeah, that whole part, I just thank God that at the end of this film, they turned it right back around and they gave us something good. All right, if you have watched this film, I'm very, very, very curious to know what you think about it. So please let me know in the comment section. Also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new and we just about it. Follow along. All right, until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.